Hello everyone, my name is Michelle, and today we're going to be talking about codominance and incomplete dominance, which are a part of non-Mendelian genetics. So let's get started. Now I know I said we were going to talk about non-Mendelian genetics, but I want to start with talking about Mendelian genetics. So in Mendelian genetics, if we have two flowers, a red flower and a white flower, then one color has to be the dominant allele and the other color has to be the recessive allele. So, in our example, let's say that the dominant allele is the red color, and our recessive allele is the white color. Now, let's make a punnet square and try breeding a purebred red flower and a purebred white flower together. So here's a very standard punnet square for one gene. So at the top of the punnet square, I'm going to put the purebred red flower, which can also be called the homozygous dominant flower. Homozygous because the flower has two of the same alleles, and dominant because the red color is dominant to the white color. And on the side, I'm going to put the purebred white colored flower, also called homozygous recessive. Again, homozygous because it has two of the same alleles, and recessive because the white color is recessive to the red color. The white color isn't expressed when there is a red colored allele. Now we're just going to fill in the punnet square, all very standard stuff. And you can see that we will end up with 4 offspring that all have big A and little a. Since the offspring have 2 different alleles, we will call that heterozygous. Alright, so let's move on to the flower on the right. This drawing represents our offspring. So if the offspring are big A, little a, we know that since the big A, or the red color, is dominant, it's going to cover up the white color. So, according to Mendelian genetics, only the red color will show on the flower. So, this offspring will be red. Alright, so now let's talk about codominance. In codominance, both of the alleles are dominant. So unlike before where the white color was recessive, now both the red and white color alleles are dominant. So we would still write the red as big A, but now we are going to write the white color as also big A. Alright, so now let's make another punnet square. Again, I'm going to put the purebred red colored flower at top. And the purebred white flower at the side. Now we cross them, just like we always do with punnet squares. And when we're done with our punnet square, we end up with 4 offspring that all have one dominant red allele and one dominant white allele. Now what happens in codominance is, since they are both dominant alleles, they are both equally expressed. So unlike in Mendelian genetics, one allele isn't going to be expressed over another. So in this example, we have a red and white codominance. So that means our offspring will have both red and white. So we end up with a very nice red and white, questionably colored offspring. Alright, so on to incomplete dominance. Notice that I've just copied over our Punnett square and alleles from codominance because the same method works. Alright, so unlike in codominance or Mendelian genetics, what happens in incomplete dominance is the dominant allele sort of fails to cover the recessive allele like it usually does. And what happens is a little bit of the recessive allele ends up being expressed. So what we get in a heterozygous offspring that has both kinds of the allele is we get a mixing of the colors. So in our case, our offspring have the red allele and the white allele, and when we mix that together, we get pink. So our offspring's phenotype, which is its physical features, is going to be pink petals. Alright, that's all I have for this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something today, and have a great day.